Are we live?
3, 2, 1.
One,
Live.
live. Eye lifting eyeshadow masterclass. Who wants to learn how to give an eye lift with eyeshadow?
Me, please.
Me. Now, what is really exciting is as a makeup artist, I'm always on the lookout for products that kind of make you your own makeup artist in your bathroom.
Yeah.
But make it really, really easy.
That's what we all need.
That's what we need, isn't it? Now, I found it in this palette. This palette has been designed to lift the eyes, and in this mini masterclass, I'm going to teach Katie,
That's me.
and you how you can use this. Now, even if you don't already, I don't expect you have this palette, but if you would like this palette, you can own it, and the link is above, or you might even find it below.
So that's above
Or
or
below.
below.
But regardless, even if you have no intention of purchasing this, keep watching, because I'm going to share with you really good tips that are going to help you with your eyeshadow at home.
And I think I could definitely do with some tips on eyeshadow.
Because I believe that a lot of us aren't wearing eyeshadow anymore. I don't know if it was since lockdown or just as we've got older, but it's almost like it's the last thing on your mind, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
However, when you learn how to apply eyeshadow in a really natural looking way, it can give you such, not just a lift to your eyes, but to your whole face, and with minimal effort. And the beauty of this eye lifting palette is it's already done the hard work for you, because on the back it gives you instructions, and dare I say, when you purchase this from Beauty in the Boutique, I've made you a video for when you get it home, you can watch it and learn all the tips.
Go along with it.
You
can't
can
you
go
actually
along with
watch
it. So, should we begin?
We shall begin.
We shall begin. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do, remember, regardless of this palette, the tips that I share in this mini masterclass, you can use with your own eyeshadows to give you that eye lift.
Yeah.
So, but if you're someone that's not confident with eyeshadow, this does the hard work for you, because all the colours have been chosen to give a natural lifting contour to your eyes.
Yeah, it's quite natural.
It's very natural. So you could look at these colours and think, not very interesting. But they're designed to, the colours have been designed to mimic contour and shadow. So this is almost like contouring your eyes for an eye lift. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put this shade here, we're going to apply it all over our lid and then blend up to our brow bone.
Okay.
Now we're only going to apply it on one eye so that you can see the difference that this eye lifting eyeshadow palette makes.
Yeah, that's a good idea, actually.
So let's get an eyeshadow brush, and when you want to pack on colour, it's nice to have an eyeshadow brush that is quite dense, because the denser the brush, the more intense the shadow is going to be. But having said that, you can use any brush and you won't go wrong. I'm just teaching you as I go. So let's get a little bit of this colour. And what you're going to do with your eyeshadow is, when you're putting your brush into the shadow, you want to kind of get both ends and then the tip as well, so it's fully loaded. And then something that I always like to do is tap off on the back of your hand so that you're not putting too much shadow on at once, because it's better to build up gradually. And then you're going to close your eye, and with your pinky finger, this is going to act as your little stabilizer. So, you don't have to worry about your hand getting shaky. So that's your stabilizer, and you're going to press the colour on. Now, a lot of us, when we go to apply our eyeshadow, we wipe. But when we want to get an intensity, you're going to press and dab that colour on.
I was going to say, I always wipe.
Well, it gives you more control by doing it like this as well. Because the trick is, with this colour here, this is designed to take down redness and discoloration, because often we have discoloration on our eyelids. So putting this colour on is just going to make that colour all uniform, and it's going to help your eyeshadow stay on and just blend a little bit smoother.
I suppose it's like a blank canvas, isn't
it?
Yeah,
you're creating you're creating the blank canvas, and what this shade is designed to do is just brighten the eye. So you can see, got it on this eye, haven't got it on that eye.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
you
just
can
created
see.
a nice brightening effect, takes down the look of redness. So as we go along with this eye lifting tutorial, you could kind of think, oh, that's enough for me. I probably stop there on my eye makeup. Because what I'm going to do with this tutorial is I'm going to keep on building up the tips and the techniques so you can decide how much you would want to do with your own eyeshadow.
So essentially you could stop at any time and
You
you feel
could
like
stop
you've had
at
enough.
you could stop at any time and think that would be me done. So for example, if you just put this brightening shadow on, say you were looking tired and you just put this brightening shadow on, you could just put your mascara on.
And then you're
done for the day.
Yeah.
And what I will say, if you're someone that has mascara that is smudging on your eyes, sometimes we get that. If we've got quite oily eyelids, the mascara, as you know, especially as our eyes start to kind of drop a little bit, our eyelashes can hit on the hood.
Yeah.
And then when that mixes with the oil from your eyelids, that oil, that natural oil, will break down the mascara and give you smudging. So if you were to put like this kind of brightening shadow on your lid, it's going to help prevent that smudging.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, because
Yeah.
sometimes by the end of the day I've got like black up the top here.
Yeah, so if your mascara isn't smudge proof, that's a really good technique to do, is put like a shadow like this,
Just
press it
helps.
on, and it will just help, because oil will always break down a non-smudge proof mascara.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, you might have like a cloth like this at home, a clean cloth. This is a microfiber cloth, because if you don't own a lot of eye makeup brushes, which not many of us do, I mean I do because I'm a makeup artist, but I'm assuming
I
not.
do, because you gave me them.
Yes, but you might not at home. So if you've only got one or two brushes, always have a microfiber cloth, because you can simply wipe off the shadow you've just applied, and then your brush is clean to use again with a different colour shadow, so it saves you money.
And
Okay.
handy for dusting.
Well, you want to make sure it's clean, Katie.
I won't
clean.
use my dusting
No,
cloth for my
because it's
makeup.
your eyes.
Thank you.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is apply this colour here. Now, this colour, when I'm as a makeup artist, when someone says, oh, I want a natural eye look, what colour would you put on my eyes? I will choose this shade.
That's something I would walk past.
You would
even
walk
look at
past it, because you'd be like, oh, how dull and boring. However, this shade is what creates the effect of a lift, because this is mimicking a natural contour shadow. Because we don't really want our eyes to look like we're wearing loads of shadow. We just want them to look kind of more defined and lifted.
It's like a bit of a trick, isn't it?
Yeah, so this is a little trick. So you're going to take a colour such as this, and you're going to take your eye brush, okay? And again, you're going to cover all sides of your eye brush and the tip. And then what we're going to do next, Katie? What we're going to do next?
Oh, tappy tap
Tappy
tap.
tap tap.
Tap,
Tap 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 tap. And again, because you can see some of the fallout coming off, because you want to gradually build up the colour.
Plus you don't want it falling out, because sometimes I've done
Yeah.
it before and it ends up on your cheeks.
Exactly. So, again, take your stabiliser, your little pinky fingers, your stabiliser. Now, I'm going to move closer
Please.
for this, because I'm going to show you where to apply the shadow when you want your eyes to look more lifted. Now, as my eyes are just starting to hood, okay? They did used to be kind of like that.
Your eyebrows used to be up here.
Yeah, I mean, they used to be like that.
Very
No, but
surprised.
and then as I've got more and more into my 40s,
Yeah, they start to go.
they've dropped. So what you want to do is see where your eyes are dropping, and then where that hood is starting to fall, you're going to put the shadow over that. So for most of us, if we feel where our socket is, it's normally, a few millimetres above that socket.
Yeah.
So use your pinky finger, and you're going to go into where that hood starts. And you're going to, this is a really good tip for applying eyeshadow. Don't look up like that, but as you tilt your head down, and look, if you can, apply your eyeshadow in a mirror like this as you're looking down, because you'll see, I'll come back so you can see. If I go down like that, so my mirror's at this angle, I can see a lot more of the surface areas. Where when I hold my mirror up to my eye,
Yeah, that's true.
my eyes are more open, more kind of back.
It's not enough to see.
I can't see enough of the surface area. So always have your mirror tilted down and apply your shadow looking downwards. It just gives you, it's just easier to see. Okay, so I'm going to take the shadow right in the middle there, and I'm going to go backwards and forwards. Okay, I'm going to fairly lightly with the touch, using my stabiliser, my pinky finger as a stabiliser so don't get a shaky hand, backwards and forwards like a little windscreen wiper. And the best thing you can do is not take the shadow past this imaginary line there, because when you blend it too far this way, it's going to make your eyes look a little bit sad, and we want to create this lift.
Sorry, I didn't have my glasses on. Where should I not go down? So no further than...
No further than the corner of your eye.
Okay.
So imagine there's a line going from the corner of your eye up to your brow, the tail of the brow. You don't want to take the shadow past that line. Okay, so again, start in the middle. And the reason I say start in the middle is because then it gives you flexibility to blend the shadow either side. Whereas if you start here, you can only go inwards.
Yeah.
If you start in the middle, you can go backwards and forwards. And it gives you a lot, it's just easier.
That's a really good tip, actually.
So backwards and forwards, start off lightly, and then you can start building up the intensity of the shadow. But can you see, I've used this colour here. It looks very natural, but can you see how my socket is already looking slightly more defined?
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Compared to this side. So this side's looking quite flat. Go to this side, it's looking much more...
You wouldn't even know you've got eyeshadow
No,
on, would you?
and that's the beauty. When you have a shade like this, and the beauty is this palette is designed, all the colours are designed to create you that lift. The link is above, or it could be below, but I know the link definitely is above in the little writing bit that I've put in. So we're going to build up that colour now. Tap off on the back of your hand.
So same colour, yeah?
Same colour, and we're just going to intensify it. But to create that extra bit of lift, now what I'm going to do, you don't have to do this part at home, but I want to show you everything you can do, is you're going to, at this corner part, you're just going to sweep a little bit up towards the edge here. And this is going to create almost like a little wingy effect to the shadow. Okay, how's that looking, Katie?
Okay, I think.
Yeah?
Very difficult with my eyesight. How am I looking? Need to do any blending?
Yeah, little blending on, hang on, just here,
On
just
that
at the
one.
corner, yeah. So if you have gone over, you can take a Q-tip and just essentially swoop upwards, and that's going to clean away any shadow that's dropped down. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take this pinky shade here, and with a Q-tip, or you could do this with a brush, but if you don't have a brush, I'm going to show you how to do it with a Q-tip, so it makes it really easy. You're going to roll the Q-tip into that pinky shade, okay, and then you're going to apply this pinky shade just from your arch, like that. And this, what this is going to do, where we've created a depth of colour here, the lightness of just under the brow is going to make this socket look more deeper. And when something looks deeper and set back, this light bit is going to look more lifted. You can give it a little blend with your finger, like that.
Really nice. That really, just that little tiny colours lifted.
Yeah. Oh, lovely, Katie. That
Thank
looks
you.
really nice. So I'm just going to take the colour there. And then, especially if you've got a tired day, I'm going to take a little bit more onto the Q-tip. And we're going to apply this just around the tear duct area. And this is a great little tip if you feel like you look quite tired and you don't want to pack on loads of under eye concealer. Little tips like this will just give you an instant kind of brightness to your eyes.
Yeah, it's a sort of quick win, isn't it,
And
to
then
an open eye?
Tap with your finger to blend. So you could stop there. If you wanted to, you could stop there. So can you see? This is just giving a subtle contour to the eye.
It looks so nice.
And a subtle lift. So you know, it just looks natural.
Yeah, it does look really natural.
Now, you could stop there, or you might think, I want my eyes to look slightly more defined, or I want my lashes to look more fuller and thicker. So the beauty of this palette is there's this dark shade here, but it's not too dark to look too heavy. And what we're actually going to do is we're going to take a brush, and you could use a Q-tip for this if you don't have a brush like this, but we're going to take a brush or a Q-tip. In fact, I'm going to do this with a Q-tip. You use a brush, Katie, and I'm going to use a Q-tip because I want to make it as easy for you at home as possible, because you might not have at home, you might not have a brush like this. Okay, so use this brush, Katie.
Yeah, okay.
And what we're going to do is we're going to dip in water. Okay?
Clean water.
Clean water.
Not my drinking water. Thank you.
And then we're going to dip it into this dark shadow here. And we're going to turn this shadow into an eyeliner, but a really soft looking eyeliner. Because when we want to create kind of a really soft eye lift look, we don't want any lines to look really harsh. We kind of just want things to look like they're part of our skin already.
It's natural, yeah.
Just natural. So you're going to use your pinky fingers, your little stabilizer, and we're going to stamp that colour as near to the lash line as possible, but we're just going to apply it on the outer corner of the eye. Okay? Because what we're going to do with this is we're going to make the lashes look thicker, but we're also going to slightly, in a minute, I'm going to show you how you can wing it upwards to create more of a lift. So I'm doing this with a Q-tip.
God, it really looks like eyeliner.
It does. But what it is, because this shadow is such a lovely colour brown, it kind of makes it not look too heavy. And then with the dry side, you can just smudge it. So if you've got a shaky hand and you haven't applied it perfectly, you can smudge the colour. I need to put a little bit more on the end.
But that's what's quite nice. You can just keep building it up, can't you?
You can build it up. So I'm going to put a little bit more there. And then I'm now, with my pinky finger, I'm going to create a tiny little wing, okay? And to do that, you want to imagine that your under eye is smiling. So imagine there was a smile going right the way up from the corner of your eye to the tail of your brow, like a nice little smile, like dee-dee. So you want to mimic that angle. So we're going to just draw up a little bit to the corner here. And then smudge. I'm going to have to look away from the camera because it's so hard doing this without a mirror. I'm applying eyeshadow, not in a mirror. But hopefully that shows you how easy it is.
How's my wing?
Oh my gosh, that look... Katie!
I've done it again.
Oh, it looks really good.
I'm really chuffed with that. Looks so nice.
Yeah, that looks lovely. So remember, you don't have to do all these steps, but if you wanted to, we're just showing you how easy. I mean, it's so easy. Oh gosh, I put it on. I put too much. I mean, you might like it heavy like that, but I want it a little bit softer.
I'm going to say that whole little tip about making the eyes smile up to the end of the brow is a real...
And the great thing is, when you want to create a winged look with a eyeshadow, it's so much easier to kind of move the shadow around and remove it, or, you know, soften it up a bit. You want it to look really just like it's... Can you see? It just looks like a natural shadow.
Really nice.
Now, you might want to stop there, Katie.
No, I'm going all the way.
No. Oh!
Don't tell my boyfriend.
So what we're going to do now is, remember when we used this colour in the socket, I'm going to show you a way you can create a really beautifully defined eye look underneath. So if you're someone that likes to wear eyeliner underneath here, I'm going to show you a soft way to create that same look but in a much more natural way. So again, Katie, you can use a brush like this, but for everyone at home that might not have that brush, I'm going to use a Q-tip.
Perfect.
Okay, so I'm going to take the Q-tip, I'm going to put it into this colour here, which again, it looks boring, but this shade, as a makeup artist, this is an essential shade for your makeup kit.
It's really
like
nice.
a must-have. tap off on the back of your hand, and then what you're going to do is you're going to use your pinky finger as your stabilizer, and then you're just going to run underneath the entirety of your lower lash line. And this is going to create a very subtle definition to your eye, almost give it a smoky look, but without looking like you've got a ton of eye makeup on.
Yeah, people wouldn't know, just
no.
eyes are really bright.
Yeah, I'm going to take it out of the corner there. Oh, I really like that.
Yeah, I know.
That looks really nice.
Thank you. Learn from the best.
So, Katie, let's have a look.
So I was too busy looking at myself.
That looks lovely. Really nice.
I love that little wing tip. That's such
it's
a
really
good idea.
good. So again, if you want to find out about this palette, the link is above. It's definitely above, and it might even be below. Depends. Depends where you're watching this. So, we're just going to keep this eye done. I'm not going to do the other eye because I think it's nice just to see the difference.
Yeah, then you can really see the difference.
And if you're someone that is a bit like, oh, have I done a good job? You can always have a clean, fluffy brush like this. And at the end, when you've applied all your shadow, you can just go over everything in delicate circular motions.
Just give it a blend out.
Just to give it all a lovely little blend out. And that is just going to make sure everything looks soft and pretty.
That's the thing, isn't it? It's such a soft look as well, which makes it a bit foolproof.
Honestly, this is one of my all-time favourite eye palettes.
I just love it all in one place.
And it's brilliant. And again, to help you, I've made you a video that when you purchase this, you'll get sent a link in your parcel, and it will give you a link to watch another video that I've made of how you can apply this at home. And I go into a lot more detail.
Yeah.
Just because I want you to fall back in love with wearing eyeshadow.
And just get the most out of it, isn't it?
It really gives you a nice little boost when you've done your eye makeup.
Well, this particular one got me back into after wearing glasses all the time.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that you sort of fall out of love with wearing eyeshadow, and this one makes my eyes look...
It's natural and pretty. Right, what we're going to do now is, well, feel free to not watch this next bit, because what we're going to do next is what we do every week, is we talk about a life tip. A life tip that has helped us or is helping us and we want to share. So if you're only interested in makeup, you might not want to watch this bit. But if you want to learn a little life tip...
Hang around,
watch. So Katie...
Yes.
Do you want to share the life tip that... Well, we've been doing this life tip for years.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's more like something accidental that we've discovered, that we've been doing for quite a long time, haven't we?
Yeah.
So it's really about human connection and about how you sort of... It's very easy to become quite instant, especially with like texting, and you don't really meet face to face anymore. Or I don't even pick up the phone to call my friends anymore. It's text.
Yes.
How I see.
Yes.
What we've started to do is we send each other little videos. You started me on this.
Yeah.
Sending little videos saying, oh, hi, do you want to meet up? Blah, blah, blah. Video of yourself. You could just do it in a text message with a voice message.
Well, I would say we're confident on camera because we're
show offs.
Not show offs, but we're on camera a lot for work. So if that's not for you, you know, don't feel like you've got to do a video call or a video note.
Yeah.
Do a voice note instead. But what we're trying to say is, you know, when you get a text message, you can feel so unconnected. And if you're not phoning your mates a lot, just by hearing the voice, you feel much more connection.
It's much, and also, you know, how long it takes to write out a text. It's sometimes quicker to say it anyway.
Yeah,
so it's
it really is.
nice to get a message from you.
Yeah.
I mean, you rattle on, but
I don't rattle on that much.
No, she doesn't really.
But
it's really, it's just, it makes you feel connected and nice. And I will send you one back in return. And it's just a nice way to stay in touch with your friends rather than just texting.
Because life is busy, and if you don't have an opportunity to phone a friend, then voice noting is just, it means so much when you get a voice note.
Yeah.
And also, the reason we started doing voice note is because we're both dyslexic.
Yeah. So
and honestly, writing a text message, I mean, I know you get predictive text, but I'm like, oh no, it's too much brain ache.
And if it's a yes or no answer, then it needs to be written. Our heads explode if it's any more detailed than that.
So so that's what we would do. Now we did take it one bit further. Now we do video. We do notes,
but if you do it, or you get
that.
one from someone, you'll notice how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
It really does give you a little pep
Yeah.
to your step.
And if it makes you feel like that when you receive one,
Yeah.
imagine how the other person
Yeah.
is going to feel.
Try it today. Honestly,
Yeah.
try it because you'll really like it.
Honestly, it's such a time saver as well.
Yeah.
Such a time saver. Well, that is the live for this week. We hope you've enjoyed it.
Thank you for coming.
Really appreciate it. And we will, well, will we be back next week for a live? We don't know.
We don't know.
We don't know because, well, it's Easter.
There's lots going on.
There's a lot going on, but we will be back perhaps.
I've got a cold, but I've rallied. Which I got from you, thank you.
No, I think I actually got it from you, but then I had it for so long and I gave it back.
But you didn't want to go on about it.
No, because I'm a trooper. Anyway, we shall see you very soon. Thank you so much for being part of Beauty and the Boutique.
Yeah,
we
thanks,
really,
guys.
really appreciate it.
See you soon.
Bye.